Ah, the eternal problems when it concerns whether to use passé composé or imparfait. Every time I watch others explain, especially in YouTube and in also in other places, it is exposed if it exists only in French. I'm talking about the choice, but it is there in every language, at least in all the languages that I know. Let's take English for instance. We have one action which is I have eaten, and the other one I was eating. You have I used to eat, etc. etc. I'm sure you have it in all your mother tongues. What you have to do is to change what you call your mother tongue folder or English folder into the French folder. It's not complicated. You will see. First of all, go and see my vlog about how to compose the verb in passé composé or in imparfait. Now we will see the differences. When you talk about an action which is accomplished, finished, terminated, which has a starting and an ending, it is passé composé. When you say I had some milk, j'ai bu du lait, it's finished. You finished drinking in the past. For the rest, it is imparfait. When you're talking about a continuous action in the past or a long lasting action, you use imparfait. Now let's see an example continuous action. I was walking in the street when I saw an accident. So you have two verbs. I was walking, I was walking, I was walking, I was walking. It's continuous action. And in the middle of the walking, I saw an accident. An accident occurred. It started and it finished. The accident was not happening, was not happening, was not happening. So if that was the case, you might have done something to stop it. Then it would not have happened. I was walking is imparfait. The accident happened is passé composé. In French, je marchais dans la rue quand j'ai vu un accident. Number 2, a description in the past. I met a man, he was tall, he was working in France. Oh well, this man is still tall. He didn't suddenly become short. This is the description of that man. J'ai rencontré un homme, passé composé. Il travaillait en France. Il était grand. Description. Je suis allé à Goa en vacances. Il faisait beau. Il faisait chaud. Description of the weather. L'hôtel était beau. Description of the hotel. But don't confuse this description to another one when people say, describe what you did this morning. I woke up at 6 o'clock. I brushed my teeth. I had breakfast. Now, if you analyze, every action starts and finishes. So there is an ending for each action. So this description will be passé composé. Don't confuse it to the other description I mentioned earlier. Number 3, a habit in the past. We used to go to the mountains during our holidays every year. So nous allions à la montagne en vacances chaque année. Well, in English you also say, instead of we used to go, you can say we went to the mountains every year. But the idea that you are expressing is a habit. But in French it's clear, it is imparfait. Number 4, a repeated action in the past. Tous les jours, le professeur parlait en français pendant les cours. Here also we have to define repeated action. People can say, j'ai bu de l'eau chaque jour. I drank water every day. But this is every day the action started and stopped. So this is one way of saying it. Repeated action every day. Je buvais de l'eau chaque jour, which is much better. Number 5, a physical state or a mental state. J'étais content. J'étais heureux. J'étais fatigué. J'avais mal. Notice that the verb être is mostly used in imparfait. Mostly, but this is a dangerous statement that I'm making. Like for instance, C apostrophe est, c'est. You can't put it in passé composé, it is c'était. Il est fatigué, you don't say il a été fatigué. The context is so rare, forget it. Number 6, a position. The students were sitting when the professor entered the classroom. Sitting is the position. Les étudiants étaient assis quand le prof est entré dans la salle de classe. When I entered the church, he was kneeling and praying. Quand je suis entré dans l'église, il était agenouillé et il priait. Position. The last point, number 7, you try to see when it happened in the past. In English, once upon a time, there was a king. Once upon a time. In French, il était une fois un roi. It was midnight when I returned. Il était minuit quand je suis rentré.